know what is the technological challenge of Bitcoin NFTs? Because if it was so easy, people would have done it.
Great question.
Companies.
So since those early days when there was kind of like really raw experimentation, Bitcoin's use exploded. And that explosive use meant that it was getting more and more expensive to settle a transaction on a Bitcoin block. The first change that allowed Bitcoin NFTs to exist was called SegWit. SegWit basically allowed for each block of Bitcoin transactions to be larger than it had before, which allowed for the possibility that at some point there could be extra transactional data in those blocks. But that actual ability didn't happen until a technological improvement called Taproot. Taproot was the change to the Bitcoin blockchain that allowed for more nuanced, data-heavy transactions to be closed within a Bitcoin block transaction. Once you got the bigger Bitcoin blocks and you allowed for more nuanced, sophisticated data to be in those blocks, you finally had the foundation laid for Bitcoin NFTs 2.0. These more elaborate, more sophisticated NFTs. But that was really just the beginning. It was software changes. It was up to other people to come up with the ways to use those changes that allowed for these so-called non-fungible tokens to really kind of come back in full swing on the Bitcoin blockchain. And what finally really got that going was a project called Ordinals. Ordinals had its own technological breakthrough that really brought NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain to the forefront.
This is a protocol, right?
It is. But it was different than some of the other Bitcoin NFT projects that had been circulating for a couple of years now, but not really gotten any steam.
And this just came out this year, basically? I mean, I've been hearing about it this year.
Late last year.
Okay.
And before Ordinals came around, we had a number of other Bitcoin NFT projects. Stacks was doing something. Even Lightning Labs, which is a Bitcoin layer 2 solution, had come up with the ability to create NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain. But a lot of this technology was pointing to assets off the Bitcoin blockchain. This is very similar to the way that NFTs on Ethereum are created.
So am I arbitraging in some ways? If I'm creating an NFT and I'm making a decision as to whether, it's Ethereum-based or Bitcoin-based, for example, am I partly betting on which of those currencies is going to rise the most, or do I care?
Both. I do think that there are some people that want to see the price of their NFT go up with the currency itself, but there is far from a guarantee there. In fact, over the past year, we've seen the price of NFTs collectively drop something like 93%, while the blockchains on which those NFTs exist haven't dropped anywhere near that much. So there's not exact correlation between the cost of an NFT and the success of the blockchain on which it exists. But if you have a bigger blockchain, if you have a more popular blockchain, if you have a blockchain that everybody knows about and uses, the chances that your NFT is going to get more attention, therefore increasing the likelihood that it goes up in value, definitely does increase.
So